Hi, thanks for joining me. Today's practice, we are going to be focusing mostly on twists. So twists that are really good for the digestive system, really good for detoxing, good for the spine as well, as it brings and retains back that natural movement, range of movement through the spine, and also wonderful for our solar plexus and navel, so our manipura chakra. If you have heard of chakras before, that energy that runs through our body, so our energetic body. So we have the physical body, the mind body, and the energetic body. And today's practice is going to be focusing on twists mostly, which is connected to our manipura chakra, which is to do with our ego, so getting balance and restoring the balance in that chakra, relieving any blockages. So as I'm sure we all know with ego, too much of it, and it's all about me, egotistical, self-obsessed, self-absorbed, and too little of it is not having enough, not having confidence, not thinking you're good enough. So we want to get that right balance, as we are all wonderful and we deserve whatever we put out there to bring back to ourselves. So let us get started. Enough chatting, coming into a nice comfortable seated position, so whatever that feels like for you. I'm just going to put my phone over to the side on do not disturb, and let's start off in a nice comfortable seated position with a nice long spine, a nice relaxed face, gently closing our eyes, and just take a moment to connect back to our bodies, letting go of the day, letting go of whatever we're holding on to in our mind, just for the next half hour or so, just bringing yourselves completely into yourselves, to your practice, as we start connecting back to our breath, and just slowing it down, taking nice long inhales and nice long exhales. Just take a few moments just to notice conscious breathing, noticing what the breath feels like, what the body feels like as you take those lovely long inhales and lovely long exhales. Bringing in new energy as we inhale, and letting go of stale energy, letting go of things that no longer serve us as we exhale. And just noticing if your face feels nice and relaxed, you're not holding on to tension in your forehead, in your jaw, just letting it relax. Shoulders feel nice and relaxed, slightly drawn back towards each other, as we give space for the chest, for the heart, length through the spine as we relax down to our pelvis. Let those sit bones sink down onto the mat, onto the floor. Again, noticing if the weight feels equal between both sit bones. Let go of any tension in the glutes, in the legs, the feet. The arms are relaxed, the hands wherever they are, just gently relaxing. So we take a nice long breath in through the nose and a big sigh through the mouth, just letting all that tension go. Inhaling and a nice big exhale. For our final time. Bring those hands together in front of our heart. Take a little bow to our head to our hands. Take a moment if you do want to set an intention, just to take this time. And then give your palms a nice brisk rub, starting to feel that heat building up as that energy starts rising. And then placing those palms over our eyes as we blink back into the light. And taking our hands away, we will begin with our greeting of love and peace. Namaste. Thank you for being here. And another little bit of information is the thumb is what we connect to our ego. So in some of our poses today, we'll just be focusing on that as we bring that balance back to our manipura chakra. So let's uncross and recross our legs if they've been crossed, otherwise just staying nice and comfortable. And we'll start just with a few warm-ups. So take the hands to the shoulders, big shoulder rolls, elbows coming together and apart. Just getting some movement into the top of the body, nice exaggerated movements. And then in the opposite direction as the elbows go back and forward. Loosening up those shoulders and then coming back to center. Just take a few twists from side to side, so starting to warm up already, getting that energy moving through our body. And you might want to speed it up if it feels comfortable for your spine. And then we're going to slow it down. And we're going to come into a little twist to our right side, so bringing left hand to the right knee, right hand behind. A gentle twist, we're not taking it all the way back. As we take a few breaths here, our first twist of the day. And then come back to center. Again, just a little bit of movement from side to side before we switch sides. And then let's release to the left side, right hand across, left one behind. A nice big exhale as we settle into the twist. Good, and then let's release and come up onto our hands and knees into a few rounds of cat-cow. So just bring those wrists underneath shoulders, knees are hip distance apart. As we inhale, draw the shoulder blades back, tailbone tilts up, gazing up towards the ceiling. So you feel that openness from the navel all the way up to the heart, releasing any stale, stagnant energy there. Exhaling, rounding up the spine, chin to the chest. The tailbone under, and again just focusing on the back of the body, that mid-back, just opening up between the shoulder blades. Inhaling again, opening up. Exhaling, rounding up. Maybe tuck the toes, give them a little stretch. And our final round, nice big breath in. Really reach that navel down, open up that chest, gazing up, exhaling, rounding up. Stretching out those toes and then coming back to center. We're going to get our legs involved this time. So again, tiger Virabhasana, shoulder blades back, gazing up. Take the right leg and curl it up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, draw it through towards the forehead, chin to the chest. 2 more rounds. Nice big breath, nice big stretch up. Exhaling, rounding up. Final time, stay rooted to those hands. As we draw the shoulders down the back, exhaling, rounding up, knee comes back to the floor, and we'll get ready to switch sides. Big breath in as we open up the chest, stretching up that leg, exhaling, rounding up. 2 more times. A nice big exhale. Final round, really connecting to those fingers so we're not collapsing into those wrists. Exhaling. Back to center. We're going to tuck our toes under and come into down dog. So tilting that tailbone up, excuse me, rooting down through our fingers. Keeping the knees soft for a moment. Just get a nice stretch through the spine, maybe a little bit of movement through the top of the body, through the neck. Just letting it relax and hang. And then we're back to center. Let's straighten the left leg as the right one stays bent. Take a stretch through the back of that leg. And then releasing other side, straightening the right with this bend in the left. And then we're going to start walking the legs out from side to side, but we'll take a little twist. As we bend the right knee, bring it in front of the left leg, and we're kind of peeking under that left underarm. And then we're switching sides to the other side. So we're getting a side stretch through the spine, through the side ribs, and warming up those legs. Keep rooted down through those hands for our last time. And then come back to center, still staying here. Let's take that right heel up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bend that right knee, shift the weight forward into a high plank. Right knee comes behind that right elbow, pushing, energizing that left heel back. And then see if you can step that foot through, bring that left knee down, left hand to the side, and take the right hand up for a little twist and release. Stepping back. And let's get ready to do the other side. Roll the left heel up, right heel down, nice big super stretch. Let's bend that left knee as we shift the weight forward, bring it to hover behind that left arm, and then stepping that foot through. You may need a couple of steps. Right knee down, right hand down, left hand up. Good. Closing in into a forward bend. Let's root down through those feet. Halfway lift, hands to the shins, lengthen the spine. Draw those shoulders back. And then start rolling up that spine. Use those arms, take a nice big circle, hands back to the heart. We'll do one round of sun salutation with a couple of variations. Let's root down through those feet, energizing out so we're not collapsing in. Palms are nice and open, chest. Let's take a big stretch back, a gentle back bend into a forward bend. Let's take that right foot back, knees on the mat, check, knees stacked over ankle. Let's bring those arms up and then T-arms to the side. And we're going to take a little twist. So turning away from the bent knee to our right side. Keep an eye on that back arm, that it's not dropping. Wrists are staying lined up with shoulders. And then release to center, down dog, stepping back. Rooting down through those hands. Shifting the weight forward. Bring the knees down, Ashtanga Pranam. Bring the chest and chin. Lengthen the legs back as we bring the chest into a baby cobra. Draw those elbows in. Tuck the toes under. We're back to down dog. Take a nice big step through with that right foot. A couple of steps. Left knee comes down. Nice breath in as we bring the arms up. And then T-arms to the side. Wrists lined up with shoulders. Turning away to our left side. Good. Keep an eye on that back arm. Coming back to center into a forward bend. Let's start rooting down through those feet. Engage those legs as we come all the way up. Hands come back to the heart. And let's continue with the left side. So reaching back into a forward bend. Let's take that left leg back, knees on the mat. Breath in as we take the arms up, T-arms to the sides. And this time we're going to turn to the bent leg, close twist. Coming back to center, stepping back. 8-point pose, shift the weight forward, bring those knees down, touch down chest and chin, slide the legs back, just lift baby or full cobra, tuck the toes under, we're back to down dog, and a nice big stretch, step through with the left foot, right knee down, arms come up, to the side, and a twist over to the left, and keep an eye on that back arm, coming back to center, into a forward bend. Let's start rolling up through our spine. Hands come back to the heart. And let's continue to come into chair with feet hip distance apart as I want us to have a bit of space between the legs. So bend the knees, take the weight back. If you want to really strengthen up those inner thighs and you have a block, you can always place the block in between your thighs, stopping the knees from dropping in or right, in or out. Have the feet nice and straight. So really rooting down, let the weight shift back. We're going to straighten the left leg and either leaning on the right and take the left arm up or take the right hand down and up. So we're in two different poses. Pose 1 or slightly stronger pose 2. Keep rooting down through those feet, gazing up towards the fingertips if your neck allows. Otherwise you can always look down or to the side. So pick your version. What you feel like doing today. We release the top arm back into chair just to get our shape again, get that weight going back. And then we're leaning on the left leg this time as the right arm goes up. Or maybe take the left hand down. Again, settle in, nice open chest. Try and stack shoulder above shoulder as we twist, gazing up, forward or down. Nice big breaths. And then come back to chair one last time. Interlace those fingers as we inhale, palms up towards the ceiling. Nice tall Tandasana root down through those feet. And a little swaying palm tree to one side. Keep the weight equal through the feet, back to center. And on the exhale to the other side. Keep the chest lifted so we're not falling. Back to center, take the hands behind the back. Inhale, draw those arms down. And then if you feel up to it, come onto your toes and give those ankles a little wake up. Good, and then let's release. Heels come down, let go of the arms. We're going to step back with our left foot. So right foot towards me, left foot behind. And bend your right knee into warrior one. Relax those shoulders. Again, keep the hips nice and square. Bringing the arms in front, wrists lined up with shoulders. Really focusing on that ego, on that thumb, which is our connection to the ego, focusing on that manipura chakra. And we're going to take a turn. So gazing at the thumb, let's take that left hand, stop gazing behind us. Keep rooting down through those feet, come back to center. 2 more times, exhaling, gazing at that thumb, letting go. Bringing balance back to that ego. Relieving any blockages as we take our last turn. Coming back to center. This time, as we take the arm back, we're going to start turning. Adjusting the back foot to 90 degrees so we come straight into a warrior two. You might want to take your stance a bit wider as it's more comfortable. Keep rooting down, reversing into a reverse triangle. So take left hand down the back leg, straighten the right leg as we take a nice deep stretch here. Keep rooting down through the feet. And then we're going to come up, bend that right knee into an extended warrior. So either leaning on the top leg or taking the hand down. If you're falling forward, you may be better off here or with a block underneath. Keep that chest lifted and open. Keeping that spine in a line. Bring the top arm down as we step back into down dog. Let's take a little flow here. Shift the weight forward. Bring the knees down and then scoot the chest through, maybe your full cobra. And as always with my practice, if you don't fancy using your knees and go straight into chaturanga instead, tuck the toes under, go back to down dog. As we were, bring the right foot again between the hands. We're going to come into a little standing split. So shift the weight forward. Stop bringing that back leg through. Have those wrists underneath your shoulders. You can have a slight bend in the front leg, or if you have a block or a chair nearby, you can always use your chair. Stop lifting the back leg. And then closing in. So try not to let the leg go too far and flip back. You still want to try and keep the hips quite square. Take a few breaths here. Maybe you can start slowly, bit by bit, straightening the front leg as you release the hamstrings, lengthen through the arms. And then bring that back leg down, and we're going to start coming up. So root down through the feet. Use those shoulders, arms. I always find help me come back up. And let's get ready to do the other side. So left leg towards me as the right heel goes back. Warrior one, square hips, 45 degrees. Arms go up, relax the shoulders. Bring those wrists in front of us. Again, focusing on that thumb, our ego, as we take a twist back. Gazing back, bringing it forward again. Movement from the waist. Keeping those hips nice and square. For our final time, gazing round. Coming back to center. And then let's release as we open up. Warrior two. Shift back foot. Maybe give yourself a bit more room between the legs. Straighten that left leg. And just flipping over. Right arm down the leg, left one over. Keep rooted up. Keep that awareness through that chakra. Coming back into extended warrior. So leaning or taking the hand all the way down to the floor. Right hand up, keeping shoulders stacked above each other. For a breath. And then release. Bring that hand down, stepping back, down dog. You can either stay here or follow me into a flow as we shift the weight forward. Bring the knees down, scoop the chest all the way. Baby cobra, full cobra. And we'll come into an up dog if you prefer. Keep the shoulders soft, relaxed. Tuck the toes under, back to down dog. And a nice big step through, again with that right foot. And we're going to come into that half forward split. But I think you should have your left foot. So my apologies. Let's bring the left foot through this time. Start shifting the weight onto that left leg and lifting that right leg up. Again, try not to let the leg fall back. Taking it nice and high and then relax into that forward bend. Take a nice long breath here. Start bringing that leg down. Shift the weight onto both feet and start rising up, taking your time and bringing the hands back to the heart. Good, into a wide-legged pose. So just take a nice big step to either side. Root down through the outside of the legs. T arms as we take them out. Draw those shoulder blades back. Again, just start pulling up through the front of the body so we have a nice supported spine. And we're going to come into a right angle pose. So again, just hinge forward from those hips. Try and get nice long arms reaching either side, but drawing the shoulder blades back. So we're drawing the arms into the sockets. Going to go with the right hand coming down underneath your face as the left one goes to the ceiling. Again, choose to where you want to look with your head. Take a few long breaths here, root down through the hand. Again, if you need to soften the knees to get your hand on the floor, that's fine. Or you can always have that lock. And then we're going to shift, bring the arms back to center, reaching either side. Again, hinging from those hips, keep rooting down through the outside of the legs. Switching sides, left hand comes underneath, right hand goes up. And root down through that right hand just to help you twist that a little bit more. For a few long breaths. And then release. Hand comes back down to the floor. Just relax for a moment. Let the shoulders relax. Maybe just let the hands hang. If you can't quite reach the floor with straight legs, just let the hands connect to your legs. And if you can reach the floor, just let the hands hang, connecting wherever feels comfortable for you. We're going to get ready to come into down dog. So shifting yourselves wherever you need to be so you can step into down dog. And let's take another flow. So shift the weight forward. We'll come into chaturanga this time. So really energizing those heels back, rooting through the core. I'm going to bring the chest down first. If you need the knees, do bring them in first. Knees come, the chest comes down and then scoop into baby full cobra, up dog. Whatever feels comfortable. And then we're back to down dog. And we'll get ready as we did in the beginning. Take the left heel up towards the ceiling. Shift the weight forward. Bring that right knee, this time to the inside of that right arm. Energize that left knee, heel back. If you need the support of the knee, bring it down. We're going to take the leg up again. This time, see if we can cross it as we shift the weight forward. See if you can bring it to the left elbow. No problem if you can't. Just continue to the center. Taking the leg up. Final time. This time, bring it straight through as the left knee comes down. Let's bring those hands up to the heart, placing ego on our heart as we connect back to our heart space, our heart energy. And we're going to take a twist. So taking that left elbow, staying nice and lifted, pressing those palms in. Left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee. And then we just gazing to the side. You may want to tuck that left toe under, go into a stronger version of the pose. Keep rooting down through that front foot. Keep pressing those palms together. And gazing back to that back shoulder. Try not to fall into your top leg, into that front leg. Stay lifted, energizing that back leg if the knee's off the floor. And then let's release. Bring the knee back down, come back to center. Three-legged dog as we step back. Right heel up, and then just flipping it back. And then centering ourselves as the leg comes down for one stretch here in down dog. And we'll get ready to switch sides. Let's take a left heel up. Start shifting the weight forward as the left knee comes inside the left arm. Energize that right heel back. Leg goes up again. Exhaling it across to the right arm if you can. Otherwise back to center, taking it up. And this time as we bring it forward, a nice step through. And the right knee comes down this time. Let's bring the hands up. Really draw up through that core and then take a twist. Right elbow to the left knee, pressing those palms. Again, tuck that toe under if you want to make it that bit stronger. Try not to collapse. Stay nice and lifted. Keep gazing back to that back shoulder. Nice long breaths. If you're struggling to breathe, you may need to bring it back a notch. And then release, knee down, hand down, step back, three-legged dog, up, and then flip that heel back. Good, release, bring that leg back down. Last stretch here and down dog. Maybe take another flow or take a break if you need to. Shift the weight forward. We'll come into chaturanga again, scooping the chest, and then the knees, coming all the way through, and then tuck those toes and come back to down dog. Then we'll come down onto our knees and come and sit on the mat. So take a moment. You do need to take a breather, have a bit of water, and then you can always come back into butterfly. Soles of the feet together. Just gently butterflying those knees up and down, getting a move, loosening out the pelvis before we come into a few forward bends with a twist. A twisty practice today, which is quite appropriate for Halloween as well, I guess. Twisting ourselves. And then slowing down the movement until we come to stillness. Let us straighten that right leg. And the left one, we're going to flip it up. Come onto the tips of our sit bones, maybe even sitting on the block on a cushion to give you that bit more height through the back of your body. If you feel you're quite scrunched up, have at least a palm space between foot and leg, and try and get that left knee as close to your underarm. So you'll, depending on how wide you are at the top of your body, will depend on how wide the space between your leg and foot. So we're going to stay nice and tall so we're not getting all scrunched up. Nice flex through the foot. We're going to take, let me switch myself over. We're going to take ourselves up, make that space between ribs and waist, and then gently release forward. So lengthen through those arms, still keeping that leg nice and close to you so it's not dropping out. Feel the lengthening through the arms. And then we're going to see if we can take the left arm around that left leg. So bringing the leg in towards you. And then if you can, take the right arm as well. So they don't need to be connected. You can just have the hands on your back, holding onto your t-shirt or just holding onto that left leg. We want to start rotating. So if you start rotating, that right shoulder up, gazing to the side, keep the weight square on the sit bones. Then you might be able to get the right hand a bit closer to the left with that little bind, and we take a little twist with that long spine. Every time you're inhaling, just feel that length through the front of the body, which gives you space through the back. Let's take one more breath. And then release again, bringing the arms forward. Let that left leg just drop out to the side. Relax it for a moment. Even relax that right leg. And then come back up to seated. And we're going to take the left leg over the right one. Again, shift onto your sit bones if you've lost that connection. Take the arms out to the side and a nice little twist. Right arm grabs that left knee. Left arm comes behind. Try and get it close. Or if you do go back, really root down through the fingers so we're staying forward, we're not falling back. And our final thing as we exhale, just gazing towards the side or the back of the shoulder, depending on your spine. Every time you inhale, just feel that length through the spine. And as you exhale, just relax into the twist. And then release, a little counter pose as we just come to the other side to release and come back to center, switching sides. So let's start off, bring that right leg nice and close. Again, get that knee to the side of your chest and close to that underarm, a nice supported straight leg. And we're going to reach up and over. Get that space in the spine. Take a few breaths. Connect through your feet, through your foot, that length through the arms. And then let's see if we can take the arm around. Even if it's just holding here, not a problem. That's perfectly fine. Just work with your range of movement. When you've landed in the place that feels good for you, you feel that nice, comfortable, energizing stretch, and you can start turning the shoulder to the left, so rotating left shoulder up. So we're opening up to the side, still drawing that right knee towards us, and just gazing over. Nice long spine, so we're not all scrunched up. Shoulders are giving our neck space. Space to move. Nice long breaths. And then release. Come back to center, lengthen the arms, drop the leg to the side. Feel that energy going through the body. And then let's end with a little twist as we come back to seated, just crossing right leg over. Shift your sit bones, arms to the sides, bring that right knee towards the left armpit as the right hand goes behind, and settle into your twist. Lengthen through the spine and then exhale and relax. And then let's get ready to go and do that little counter twist as we release, and then come back to center and cross legs into upside down table. So bringing those heels in towards us, hip distance apart. Again, a block, you can always place that between your thighs if you want to do a nice little strengthener for the legs. Feet are nice and straight, fingertips are pointing wherever feels comfortable for your wrists. Take a nice big breath in, and then as we exhale, lifting up the pelvis, root down through the feet, open up the chest, draw those shoulders back. I'm going to try and get the spine as straight as you can. So we have a nice little straight table. And we're rooting, the knees are falling. The arms are supporting us, the glutes are relaxed. We're going to bring the pelvis down. We're going to do it 2 more times. If you do want to, and you want to challenge yourself, you can always start lifting the pelvis and then see if you can take the right leg up. But only do that if your spine and pelvis are quite lifted, because if you're here, then you're not really getting a lot of benefit from the pose. As this is more for strengthening, and then come back down and take one last time. Keep reaching up. You don't want to put undue pressure on the spine. If you can, take the opposite leg just to play around, making it a little bit more interesting, and see what you can do. And then release. Legs come down. Take a moment, straighten out the legs. A little forward bend as we release those wrists. And then come back up to seated, and we're going to lie on the front of our bodies. Just going to do one final little twist for the top of our spine, the mid back. Sphinx as we start off with, elbows underneath shoulders, and legs are slightly more than hip distance apart, so it's nice and comfortable for our lower back. Let's take a moment here as we settle into Sphinx pose. Let the shoulders make space for your neck. Chest is open. Feel that solar plexus opening up. Letting the light in. That nice bright white yellow light. That symbolizes that manipura chakra. We're going to take a little twist. So just shifting, keeping the weight on the right hand. We're going to start straightening. Again, root down through the left hand, straighten that left arm for a little twist. We don't want to lift the hips up. We're keeping them square, and we're not just taking the twist from the neck, from the mid-back. Take a few breaths. If that does feel uncomfortable, just go back to Sphinx pose. Maybe take the twist with both arms still on the mat, so it's not so intense. Good. Release back to center. Take a few breaths here. And we'll get ready to switch sides. So this time rooting through that left hand. Start rooting down the right and straightening that right arm. And then start gazing to the right side. Again, just that gentle twist through that mid back. For a few breaths, keep those glutes relaxed. Good. And then let's release. Come back to center. Make a pillow with your hands. Give your back a nice little rock from side to side. And then we're going to go back into child's pose. So bringing the hands to either side, toes touching, knees apart. Take a nice big stretch in child's pose. Relax the hands wherever they feel good. And the shoulders, letting go of any tension. Relax for a moment. And then our next breath, we're going to start rolling up through our spine. And just coming to lie down on the mat as we get ready to end our practice in Shavasana. And if Shavasana is not your thing, you can just end off in seated meditation instead. But always good to at least take a minute of Shavasana just to totally relax and let go. No pressure in the spine or anywhere else, that you won't get that same kind of benefit if you're seated. And let's come and lie down. Take a moment before we actually go into Shavasana. Just bring the knees to the chest. We're going to take a little rock, give the spine a little massage. Maybe even get the knees so close to give those solar plexus a little massage. That navel. Good. Let's come back to center. Take the arms around the legs. Take a big breath in. And then a gentle squeeze of the legs into your abdomen, into your chest as you relax that spine. And then let go of the legs. And let's come for Shavasana. So if you want to put on something warm, get really comfortable. Take a few moments. Put on some music, especially if you want to carry on after I leave you. Let the legs just relax and the feet flop out to the sides. Let the arms flop out to the sides. Close your eyes. Adjust your chin if you need to, so your neck is relaxed. And just let it all completely go. Totally relaxed. Let any last bits of tension release as all of your body relaxes. Just feel yourself growing heavy as you relax that little bit more. The body just dragging you down to the floor, connecting back to the earth. As you gently let go and relax. Let the feet just flop out to the sides as the legs totally relax. Feel the pelvis gently drawing down to the floor as your belly relaxes down. Your ribs relax. Your chest gently relaxes. Each exhale, just relaxing you that little bit more. Shoulders relax. Arms relax. Fingers soften and relax. Face is relaxed. A gentle space between your teeth. Forehead relaxes. Letting the eyes just gently sink back into their sockets as your face totally relaxes. Letting your mind just gently relax. Any thoughts, just let them go. Every time they return, just thank them for coming and then let them go again. The breath is relaxed. Feel like you're floating away, totally relaxed. So I leave you here in Shavasana. Gently just making the most of these last few precious moments. And I hope you enjoyed this practice, connecting back to our manipura chakra, bringing balance back to our ego. I'll leave you with love and peace, and namaste, and I hope to see you